Okay. All right, fresh start. Here I am. Here I am with my cosplay wig. I told you it was coming out. My hair reached the hideous point today where I just I couldn't handle it. So I thought this was kind of cute, although my daughter said she thinks it makes me look like Sally Jesse Raphael. Do you even know who that is? Wonder if she's still on the planet. I don't know. Anyway, today I am just gonna kind of kick back and relax. And what do you have? You have some coffee, some tea. I decided today I would have a little bit of wine because it is my happy hour. I'm always happy being with you. Okay, how are your holidays going? I hope you're not feeling sad or lonely or bored. Only boring people are bored people. But I do want to kind of throw in today sad. Oh, first of all, glad because we got our power. Never lost our power last night in the storm. Got a goodly amount of snow, but not as much as was expected. So that's a good thing too. And it has stayed kind of fluffy. I got to go out and shovel it after. The wind was still pretty high a little while ago, and I didn't want to go out and, put on the boots and the gloves and the hat and the coat and the bundle up. That's one good thing about masking up, man. The masks help keep you warm, right? Okay. So today, I was going to say, I want to talk a little bit about sad because some people are sad. You experience a form of depression. You lose a loved one, and that just never goes away. It kind of comes out as you hang your ornaments on the tree and you start to feel maybe a little lonely. You see every ornament of mine is a memory. It's not just an ornament. If it was just an ornament, it wouldn't be there. So every ornament on my tree is a memory. And sometimes that does make us sad. And I'm going to really encourage you not to let that get to you, to try to think more about what makes you, the good memories that you shared. Is this a little cockeyed? Sorry, I'm not used to it. It's not going to last very long. So anyway, think about the good memories. Try really hard to remember the good times and to not let the bad times drag you into a pit. Yes, we have to deal with them. Yes, we have to cry sometimes, but we cannot let them take our joy. The loved ones that we're missing would never want that. They would not want to see us, unable to celebrate the holiday because we're so sad that they're not with us. Think like if you were going on a trip. You had a trip you really wanted to go on and it was going to be great. But you didn't dare go because your family would probably miss you not being there when you're supposed to be there. Do you give up the once-in-a-lifetime trip? I don't know, but see, our families really want us to be happy and to celebrate, and whether they're on this side or that. So I do encourage you to try to stay up, stay positive. And one of those things that you do to stay up and to stay positive is to become as a little child. Jesus said, unless you become like a little child, you cannot enter the kingdom of heaven. And if the kingdom of heaven is an experience of all good and safety and happiness and security, I want to be there. Well, what can we do? We can create that to the best of our ability here. So I think we ought to become as little children. So what What is it about little children? Well, first of all, they've got great expectations that Santa's going to come. The first time you see a child look at the Christmas lights, it's like, that's really exciting. I always love that. And, and the traditions and all the stuff and the toys. And why is it that we think that grown-ups are not supposed to become as little children? Not me. I like to be like a little child. And like a silly cosplay wig will do it for me. There's something else that I use, and I have, when I was doing pulpit ministry, I actually, I think every church I served, these came out at Christmas time. I would buy them for all the congregation members, and I'm just going to hold them up today because I'm not going to try to shove them in this wig with everything else. But these are special Christmas glasses. So they're made for looking at Christmas lights. So as I'm looking at the screen here, I just see the screen with me holding up silly glasses. But if I turn my head and I look at the tree, every place there's a light on my tree is a beautiful hologram of Santa Claus. Yes! And you can get ones that look like snowflakes, and you can get ones that just, look like swirls or stars or whatever. These are so fun. Now, I got these at the Vermont Country Store, and but I will guarantee you can get them on Amazon. Can't you get everything on Amazon? You can probably still get them in time for Christmas delivery. They are such a wonderful gift. They cost like $2.50 a pair, And you could send them to all your grandkids, all your adult children. Get that taste of being a child for a little bit and enjoying the holiday again. Don't be a stuffy old fart. Try to enjoy your life smiling and laughing and becoming as a little child. Once again, for $2.50, put the little glasses on, look at the Christmas lights, and you see miracles all around you. I have watched many adults put these on and have a really astounding good time. So that's something I want to remind you of. And so I want to update you on how our sock monkey's going. Now, I've introduced you to Miss Sunshine before and told you that she is made from a pair of socks. And I've done these for many years. Most of my grandkids, nieces, and nephews, I've made them. So through the course of our visits, our little afternoon get-togethers, I am putting one together to show you how they go. Well, here's how we're doing with this guy. Starting to look more like a sock monkey than just an old torn up sock. Yeah, you see, I sewed up the place where it was all stuffed together. Can't even tell, so that's really good. And he's got his little belly, because sometimes I like to make them with little bellies. And then I stitched all the other pieces. Tishy's really enjoying being a part of this today. And this is the tail. And these are the ears. These haven't been turned inside out or right side out yet. And these are the arms. So I wanted to just demonstrate, watch this start to become a monkey. When you take, this is the heel of the other sock. This is the heel of one sock. This is the heel of the other sock. And what you do, and I'm going to do this so you get to see what's happening, is the way you cut it. There's plenty of brown around the edge of the white part of the heel. And I always stuff the bottom part first because it seems to work. If you decide to make a pair of these, make sure you leave plenty of brown around the points, because if you don't, you're going to be cut short. So what I do is I take my my pins, and I want to remind you of something. You may not know this because you're probably younger than me. Some people would get in a habit of taking a pin and putting it in their mouth to hold it while they're doing something. Don't do that. You can choke. You can hurt yourself. So what I do is I take the mouth, and I align it where I want it on the face. Usually I try to match it with these two little peaks that are at the toe of the sock. So I kind of make sure it's relatively centered. But you know what? The good news is it doesn't have to be centered because it's homemade and it's wonderful. Have you seen those commercials on Etsy for the, they say they're on a video chat, and the daughter says to the mother, who's the grandmother, open the blue one first. And that's the one that they made the doll from, the little, the little picture that the little boy drew. Well, okay, so, see, I'm going to tuck down the brown part here, and I'm going to start to pin it. I pin it right up to the white part. And then I stitch the bottom, and then I stuff it, and then I pin down the top part, and then I stitch that. I just wanted to do this for you so you can see just how easy it is. Sometimes we see a clever craft and we go, oh, I could never do that. And what I say to you is, yes, you can. Sometimes we think it has to be perfect, and if we think everything we do has to be perfect, we are making a huge mistake. Not everything we do has to be perfect, for God's sake. We're here to work on our perfection. Honey, if we were perfect, we wouldn't be here. Alrighty, let me just get this finished up. Okay. Tishy wants to sew. Too bad she doesn't have an opposable thumb. Actually, she's saying, hey, excuse me, I want your attention. All right, so you see, I have gotten the mouth pinned on, and when it's stuffed, see how it's going to look? Tomorrow it will be smiling right at you. And so for now, I'm going to put it down, and I'll probably sew the other limbs on tonight. But it's really, really easy. And don't forget, when you're sewing, you want to use a thimble, because you want to make sure you get all the way through the fabric. That would mean the needle hitting your finger every time. And yeah, no, I've had that happen. That's not good either. Well, I hope you thought that was inspiring, maybe, to go find something. You can go on YouTube if you haven't seen it. You can go on YouTube about 4 or 5 days ago and see the dog toys I made out of tube socks. Now, even if you've got, how you lose one of those tube socks all the time, or all your socks, they went to the land of lost socks. Perfect. Make a pet toy out of it. You could even donate it probably to a pet shelter or something. That'd be fun. Even if you don't have a pet, you can make it and give it away. So there's all kinds of things you can do. We are geniuses. We all are geniuses. There's not one of us that is not a genius in some aspect of their life. Okay. Sip time. Happy holidays. Cheers. And now, I'm going to talk a little bit about traditions. Especially when it was snowy last night and everything. I was looking out the window and trying to see how deep it might be. And from my bathroom window, I can see my sister's house. And I looked out, and there was her candles. One of her traditions is putting a candle in every window in her house. She has done this for as long as I remember. And I've been looking at it. I've lived across the street from her now for the past, well, this is my third winter living across the street from her. That's right, my third. And I love to look out and to see, especially at dusk. There's still a little bit of light, but everything's kind of in the shadows. And you see her little candles in her windows and smoke coming up from the chimney. Does it get any more nostalgic than that? It is wonderful. Another tradition she has is when the weather clears, hopefully it'll be done today. They were going to, my brother-in-law Donald and his daughter Suzette, my niece, drive up to Vermont to get some eggnog. There's a place they get, like, it's either Vermont or New Hampshire. They get super duper eggnog, and they'll be bringing that back. And the eggnog that they get from this particular dairy comes in bottles that have like a little holly or a wreath or something, and it says a year on it. So a lot of people actually collect the bottles. I give them back to him to bring back up there because I don't need anything else to dust. And that's, you know. So they got a lot going on in Vermont, and the glasses I was telling you about, the little look at the Christmas light glasses, came from the Vermont Country Store. Now that's a tradition of mine. I love to go to the Vermont Country Store because it's full of nostalgia. They even have racks and bins and bottles and jugs and jars of old-time candy. I'm going to tell you something. You have no idea how much money you can spend on old-time candy if you're not paying attention. And they're things that most people never even see today, like those little flying saucer. They're really kind of made like communion wafers, only they're two little cups that are glued together with a couple of little sugar balls in them. It's worked since I was a little girl, and that was quite a while ago. Or should I say a young child, since I'm still relatively short. But they also have, which even if I could go, which I'm not because I'm self-isolating, but they have cheeses. You can taste all of these amazing cheeses. Not during COVID. Will it come back? I sure can pray they come up with an idea of how they can get to hand out those samples again, because that's one of the favorite things about going there. They got all kinds of jams and jellies and dips and salsas, and they have these little crackers, and you dip the crackers. Shoot, you go around there, you graze through the whole place. And as you're grazing, you're looking at all these old-time things. You can get those union suits with the drops button-down button, you know, in the back so they can go to the bathroom. It's just terrific. Nostalgia, I think, it brings us back. Places like the Vermont Country Store, the Essex Steam Train, and the Essex Train, Steam Train and Riverboat. Yeah, that's what it is. I'm assuming they're doing their runs this year because I'm deciding to shut in. I'm deciding to sacrifice, to hold up for something better this Christmas by staying home and hopefully brightening your day a little bit as I do. So I have today, I started it yesterday, and I've got a Christmas quiz. I got a bunch of them, so they're going to be there like every day from now till Christmas. But this one is not going to be easy. If you have paper and pen or pencil handy, and you want to write down number 1 through 10, you could write down your answers. Then when I go back over them, you can see if you have them right. And if you have some of these right, I'm going to be shocked because this comes from England, so some of it's kind of English, but that doesn't mean people don't know some stuff. So maybe you'll get a little learning. You know, as long as you're learning something, you're keeping your brain active. So, hello, let's learn something. Okay, there are people who might know this. Who were the English Protestants in the 16th and 17th centuries that objected to celebrating Christmas? Oh, they were here in the United States, and they objected to celebrating Christmas. Who was that? Okay, so that was, it's actually number 11 because I got 30 questions and I do 10 a day. So number 12. Now there are people that are younger than me that should know the answer to this one. In fact, because the questions and answers don't pop up across the screen when we're actually viewing the video after the FaceTime, I'm going to ask you now. If you have the answer, feel free to type it in. We'll see who knows this one. Lloyd Christmas is roommates with best friend Harry Dunn. In which 1994 film? Lloyd Christmas is roommates with best friend Harry Dunn in which 1994 film? I'll give you a few seconds to think on that while I have me another little sip of holiday cheer. Well, I don't see anybody popping in an answer. For those who don't know, the answer is Dumb and Dumber. All right, here's one. We'll see if you know this one. What do Americans call reindeer? What do Americans call reindeer? Did you know we had our own name for reindeer? Okay. And the answer is, I don't see any answers popping up. The answer is, oh, I'm going to do the answers after. Forgot about that. Okay. Do you know this one? At what time on Christmas Day each year does the Queen broadcast to the nation? I don't know. If you got any English blood in you, you might actually turn on your TV to BBC to watch the Queen do her broadcast. Then you'd know what time it is. You'd also know what time it is if you listen to the stories that I suggested Maeve Binchy's this year. It will be different. You got it. Listen to those stories. They are so quirky. Okay. These are really hard. In 1989, there's a couple of easy ones tucked in, so hang in there. You'll have an answer to a couple of them. In 1989, a record TV audience of 22 million watched the UK premiere of which film on Christmas Day? 22 million waited to watch this movie on TV. It premiered. Now, this is a movie I've seen, although I didn't know about its big premiere in 1989 on television in the UK. I love the movie. I haven't seen it in years. I think I'm going to look it up and watch it again. The movie was Crocodile Dundee. Wasn't that a great one? Alrighty. Here's one. You all got it, okay? On the 5th day of Christmas, what new items did my true love give to me? On the 5th day of Christmas, what new items did my true love give to me? You're going to have to wait if you don't have that one. Alrighty, now this one I know because I love it. What cake is offered typically during Christmas throughout Italy? In Italy, what cake is typically offered during Christmas? If you don't know that one, when I tell you, I want you to write it down, and I want you to go out and buy one for yourself, because if you've never had this, it's an amazing treat. Okay, this is one that you should know. Which item of clothing brought Frosty the Snowman to life? You know that one, don't you? La, 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 la. You know that one. Okay. The next one, number 9 or 19. Which Christmas carol is noted for the Latin line, the Latin line, Gloria, Hosanna, in excelsis? And I never heard of it. And if you heard of it, good on you. Which Christmas carol is noted for the Latin line, Gloria, Hosanna, in excelsis? It's not in excelsis Deo, so it's not angels we have heard on high. Sorry. Okay. And number 10, 20. Now this one, you know, these little tidbits of trivia, you can, probably impress the heck out of someone else with, because you know the answers. You can go back after the video's over and listen to it again and jot down the questions and see who you know that knows these things. But you'll know them, so you'll feel real smart. Okay. What did Henry Cole give us in 1843? What did Henry Cole give us in 1843? Well, let's go back for the answers, because time's a-running short. Who were the English Protestants in the 16th and 17th centuries that objected to celebrating Christmas? If your answer was the Puritans, you were right. Puritans thought it was way too crazy, way too much drinking and partying, and they weren't into that. We already did that Lloyd Christmas is roommates with his best friend Harry Dunn in the movie Dumb and Dumber. Did you hear they're like doing a remake of that? That ought to be hilarious. What do Americans call reindeer? Did you have that one? It was an eye-opener to me because I didn't realize it. We call them caribou. I guess you'd know if you were a hunter. Does that maybe make it feel better that you could say you bagged a caribou and not Bambi? I don't know. I'm just saying. Okay. And the Queen gives her Christmas message at 3 p.m. on Christmas Day. Okay. I already gave away the one about the, I think I just did that because I was so excited. 1989, the record audience gathered to watch Crocodile Dundee. What a good movie. Okay, on the 5th day of Christmas, what new items did my true love give to me? If you didn't say 5 golden rings, you stunned me. I thought everybody in the world knew that one. Okay, and what cake is offered typically during Christmas throughout Italy? Oh, that would be panettone. Oh, my stars. And it comes boxed up in this schmancy little box, and it's a good size loaf, and I know I can't eat the whole thing, so I have to freeze it. But it's like a very light and fluffy fruit cake kind of thing. It's like a bread. It's a bread with little bits of candied fruit in it, okay? It's not like fruit cake, okay? So, and it makes great French toast. And it in the box, you know, like you get it at Christmas time, it'll stay right there in that box fresh until like June. It never lasts that long, though. Okay. And what item of clothing brought Frosty the Snowman back to life? That would be a hat. The top hat. When they placed it on his head, he began to dance around. And this one, if you knew this, you're better than me. About what Christmas carol is noted for the Latin line, Gloria, Hosanna in Excelsis, that is Ding Dong, Merrily on High. I think I'm going to have to look that one up. And what did Henry Cole give us in 1843? The first commercial Christmas cards. Yep. You know, I'm thinking I might just rebirth my own Christmas card giving tradition next year. Because the ones I got, I really was happy to get. So that's a good thing. Don't cheat, but I'm going to give you the first question for tomorrow. Eating a Kentucky Fried Chicken meal is Christmas tradition in which country? If you don't look it up, you'll never guess. So tune in tomorrow to find out. We've gone 5 minutes over time, but it was a fun visit. And I hope I'll see you back tomorrow. And if you want to see my other historic Hunker Down Home Alone Together Happy Holidays, you can go to YouTube and search it. And that would just be our Hunker Down Home Alone. Historic Home Alone Together. Happy Holidays, Alicia Leslie. And there they'll be. Till tomorrow, have a great day. I'm going to maybe turn on a Christmas movie and have the rest of my little treat. And I'm going to have it with some cheese and crackers. Yep, what I make, as those of you who know me know, Triscuits with cheese that I pop into the microwave for about 14 seconds, which makes the cheese melty and delicious. But I can't do that when I'm visiting with you. It doesn't work. Too much crunch. All right. God bless, my friends. Have a good day.